All right, guys. Semifinals, round 2. We're bringing you two of our favorite groups of people: the GGI's clan, the Grifal clan. They're kind of all the same clan. Mad Thunder, GGI's Applefire, Mochi Balls, Grifal, Ice Shaka, all good buddies up there in the Great North. But we also have some good favorites in here, some hometown favorites. We got X-Ray, we got Kunev, the dynamic Lee Sin. If you have not seen that video, he is known for it. He basically draws bans for it. And he is a stud and a half. So definitely excited to see him move on and around, like we talked about a little bit earlier. Had some bad luck before. So, ooh, the Twisted Fate ban coming in. So apparently they know the Twisted Fate, because this is the best part about the gamesmanship between these two teams, because they play so much together. They play normals constantly. They play ARMs together. They play everything together. So they know what champions that each team wants to try to run. So they might see some anomalies because there are some players on the teams they don't know. But for the most part, they're going to know, hey, you know what? I know that GGIS really wants to run Twisted Fate against us. So I'm not going to allow that. And so they're going to ban that out. And Twisted Fate actually is a pretty good ban these days, depending on what competitive scene you're in and how good of TF players you're expecting to go against. But there are some seriously sick, good Twisted Fate players.
All right, guys, I'm getting the brackets updated. I'm also getting the stream links posted here on our Facebook. So if you didn't hear, the other semifinals match, Team Quatch versus... man, I am really bad with names today.
Dante X.
Dante X will be going down on Shorter Ace's channel. So if you don't know that, it's twitch.tv/ShorterAce.
Link
Shorter
right
Ace,
there in the chat.
Yeah, Shorter Ace, player here in the Pacific Northwest, captain of a local team here in the Pacific Northwest, has made several appearances here in Judgment.
Yes.
So, and Vertebreaker, who was a captain, we're not round one. I think those guys are going to co-cast and stream for funsies, as I was told.
Yeah, and Shorter Ace is really awesome. You know, if you meet him in person, he's like this nice, cute, small little guy that you just want to like mail off ship to another country, almost like Dom would say, maybe Korea or something like that. Apparently they like small things over in Korea. I have no idea what's going on. I don't even know where I'm going with this. Anyways, we have an awesome game. So Ice Shaka, Grifal, Applefire getting off their picks right away. Applefire grabbing that Graves, so they're really confident in that Graves play. I like that from them. Playing what they know. Grifal coming in here, picking up the Corky. ADs that are all receiving some nerfs in the near future. Ooh, the Katarina ban did go down, so no one's going to be playing that Katarina. All that success that they got in that first round, GG Ice and Mochi Balls playing that Katarina, out the window. They're not going to have that anymore. They know that trick. They know that weapon. And they know with first pick that there might have been some shenanigans going down. So what they're going to do is they're going to grab Graves, who right now, honestly, he's ridiculously safe. He's ridiculously good. You can't go wrong with him as your AD. Ice Shaka may be playing with the enemy team a little bit with that Janna, trying to take it away from Applefire, because they know that was the lane combo in the last play. So they're going to go Graves, Corky, which is actually really strong. So Corky, if you actually max his Gatling gun against a Graves, and if you stand toe-to-toe and trade, you can actually win the trades. So if Grifal plays it right, if he knows this matchup very, very well, and he's going to be going against Parrots, who he's never played before, Grifal has been a stellar stud in most of our as AD and most of our League of Legends Judgment tournaments. And even I believe in the first BC tournament, which he won, he just absolutely dominated on AD, just wrecking havoc. So I'm really interested to see him go against this Applefire Parrots lane, which actually was very, very solid last game. And Mad Thunder might be stealing the Lee Sins from the Kunev, which would be actually a pretty fun and cheeky play. Some gamesmanship going down. But Kunev has some other junglers. He actually has some pretty good junglers. I've seen him recently. He's actually been playing a little bit of a AP Rengar top. I don't know if that was what he was playing in the last game, but that would be actually a pretty cute thing to happen if we actually saw some AP Rengar break out here up in this house. So Claymore, actually a new player, almost was a captain for this Judgment. He told us, because we said, why should people pick you? And he was like, I'm going to dominate anybody in the top lane. So basically, Keith, aka X-Ray, Claymore said he's going to kick your butt. So you have to defend yourself now, defend your honor, defend the PG honor, and own him in top lane. Because if he proves himself right and he carries himself through this tournament, he's gonna be kind of a hero. It's gonna be a big deal. Maybe MVP material. You don't want that. You want to go quietly into the night. So X-Ray probably gonna have some sort of pick up here. I'm wondering what he's going to go with. Probably something he's very comfortable with. I don't know if he has a counter or something up his sleeve to go against Jace, who, as far as laning goes, is an absolute ridiculous beast. Is really, really hard to deal with in the laning phase. And you definitely don't want to fall behind in the top lane, which is what Jace kind of does. Kind of puts your team behind, gives you that mental edge. So let's see what this guy do here.
So yeah, I was taking a look here at Kuniv's match history, and you know, obviously in his most recent one, he won with a Mumu jungle, doing a really solid support jungle, 2-3 and 17. And it looks like a lot of this match history he's been practicing Hecarim, so I thought we might see a Hecarim in this, but no, he's going to go ahead and lock in Mundo. Mundo is still strong, slightly nerfed in the past, was really strong when he was around the age of Shyvana 2.0 phase.
Yep.
Where the fast counter jungle can take exhaust, has great late game sustainability in team fights. And it just kind of fell off. Everybody kind of forgot. Kind of like most people forgot about Shyvana. So I think, and we see Matt Thunder playing Nautilus. I think the best way to beat a good Nautilus is to ban him. But the second best way to defeat a Nautilus is typically counter jungle him. As we saw, though, Matt Thunder really good at counter jungling the enemy, so he's probably going to be aware of what's going to happen here and can probably prevent it, especially if the team has great communication.
No, he's not. This is what we should expect from Mochi Balls. He actually probably is going to lock this in. I have to believe.
No. If he's going to lock in a support mid, I guarantee he's going to be Karma.
Well, it could be Karma. It could be Lux. Who knows? He can bring out anything. Mochi Balls is not he's not going to be the typical mid. That's not his style. He's not going to play the Morgana for you. That's not happening. He's playing whatever he wants to play, and you just going to be
hell. He might even go to stream chat and be like, "What do you guys want me to play?" Because Mochi Balls, funny guy, won't talk to you live in person because he's shy.
He's very shy.
But
he is a captain. He is a
e-pimp. Oh yes, there's the Karma that we're talking about.
He's just playing with it. He's just teasing it. He's just teasing me. It's okay.
But that's
we'll sit back. We'll wait for you. You got 8 seconds. You're the one on the clock, not us.
This is not his first judgment, right?
Yeah. No, it's not.
Okay, because we remember trying to get Mochi in to a lot of judgments, and Judgment BC 1, unable to get in. I think he missed Judgment BC 2, and that was the lock-in. And we are going to see, looks like a Soraka mid.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of a nice little cheeky play. It's it's
Battle Raka.
Mochi Balls and GGX, they play with each other. They play against each other a lot. They know that right now Mochi Balls is making GGIS cringe a little bit, and GGIS is like, nah, I got you, trying to play around with me. But in the back of his head, he's like, Mochi Balls can kind of win these things with his crazy unorthodox mid.
All right. I like Mochi Balls going here and going out and picking an unorthodox mid.
Yeah.
I think questionably though, there's a Nautilus on the enemy team. What are you doing to me, Mochi Balls? I mean, Matt Thunder is going to hook you and sink you all game.
Dude, those mad reflexes with those silences and splashes. I don't know. It's just his thing. It's asking a bird not to fly.
You know what? All right, I'm going to put my faith in Mochi Balls. Let's see it. Although I've seen what Matt Thunder can do, and that man is a scary, scary jungler. No Broloff this time. He's going to be coming hard with the man, the myth, the machine, the submarine.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to see his Nautilus. I'm interested to see what these teams do because they do know each other a little bit. So there is going to be possibility for some plays. And Mundo is a jungler that can counter jungle because he comes from that Shyvana age where he was like, I'm going to basically have the clear speed, but I'm also going to have the ability to trade with you in the jungle. And so we might see some bowling from Kuna. He might try to go for that. At the same token, if Blue suspects this, wards it out correctly, reacts correctly, they might be able to pick up themselves a double buff for a lane if Kuna just goes in there blindly. So what's going to have to happen here is Mochi Balls, if there is going to be any counter jungling play by Kuna, if they're saying, hey, you know what, we're going to go blue-red or whatever they're going to do, or try to do anything cute like that, they're going to need Mochi Balls to push really, really hard early so they can actually support and keep Morgana honest in mid so he can actually support the game, because I have to suspect Blue Team would see this coming. And actually, I'm actually interested in how he's going to play in this top lane, especially because, at least for for right now, Vlad, he takes a while to get going, and Jace is one of those characters that doesn't really. He's just kind of like, I'm gonna get up in your face. I got my combo. I'm gonna make your life suck. So let's just see, what extra he has up his sleeve here. If he's played this matchup a little bit, if it's a matchup he's familiar, comfortable with, and if he's actually going to prevail in here. And I'm also, one of the good ones to see too is going to be Grifal and Ice Shaka. I saw them actually playing a ranked game or possibly a normal game in preparation for this match. So they've actually been playing together, playing AD and support, not even as a full team, but just them as a tandem. So them versus Applefire and Parrots should be a really, really good matchup in that bottom lane.
So not to cut you off here, we got about a minute before the game starts. Have we considered who we want to roll for our KDA match?
I say we go Grifal. I'm feeling the Grifal.
Feeling the Grifal. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a Facebook post up here. So go to our Facebook fan page. We'll post that in the stream chat for you guys. But we want you to guess the KDA of Grifal playing Corki, and we'll close it off about 5 or 10 minutes. And so I don't know if we've got our Dope Ants admin here on stream, but we might even have him close it for us as well.
we have the Breezair admin. That's what we have rocking tonight. Dope Ants, got to play in last night's tournament. He's a little tired after that, so I don't quite see him in stream chat yet, but he might be around. He might be hanging around, waiting in the wings. Big shout out to Dope Ants and Breezair, all our admins. You guys are awesome. We are about to get underway, so head over there to that Facebook post. Highwind's going to do the post right now, and then just respond to it really quick. We're going to close after we're about 5 minutes into the game. Closest win is going to win either some sweet pack skins that we pick up on our journey through packs coming up here, starting Thursday. We're going to head over to the NA qualifiers, going to pick up all sorts of cool swag to give back to you guys viewers. Not just for us. We're not going to hoard it all to ourselves. We're going to give it to you. We're doing this for you guys. But
this is true.
It is.
Any swag we pick up at PAX is going to be given away to winners, contest winners. Yeah, exclusively here for Judgment, future Judgment events. That's if we're going to pick up as many bonus skins as we can.
Yep.
Once I've got my own out of the way. Actually, I might have to give mine to TK Rain. He's going away to Vietnam, so we'll see. We'll see how many we get.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So both teams starting out here. We see a pretty quick start. For some of Red Team members, both the supports, they've decided that they have to buy so many items, they're just going to chill a little bit in base. I like the 4-ward start. So both teams have a lot of potential. By going 4-ward, they can spend an extra ward for their team to basically catch out some counter jungle. It looks like we're already pinging for the red buff. So we might see a Wraith ward here, possibly for the blue team, or they might actually just set up shop and try to defend here. Either way, a good decision for the blue team if they decide to commit to this. And both teams kind of taking the same kind of paths here. For 2 ships in the night. They probably expect, if you expect the counter jungle on blue and you're still kind of confident about your invade, then you can just go back and invade the enemy's blue. Now, what might happen that's interesting is either one of these teams might decide, I'm going to drop a ward at their blue and then head to our blue. But neither team, it looks like, has done that so far. Red just kind of waiting in the wings, and if they stay here, oh, this could be so nice if they stay here, because this is typically not where teams camp when the rotation is coming through here. And this patience is so oh my gosh, this is amazing. This could be an amazing play for them, and it looks like Nas is going to be blown up right away. Mad Thunder, that'll put you behind in your jungle a little bit right there, and putting massive damage on the enemy team. You see Soraka Starcall coming down there, and beautiful setup, beautiful reading their opponents. Grifal and his team masterminding a nice little first blood pickoff right there, and that's what I like to see between these two teams. And Mad Thunder also right now, he has to be saying to himself, they got me. They totally got me. But he's not going to give up. He's charging back out to that jungle. Nothing was stolen from him yet. It's still very, very early, so he can actually go about his jungle. He might suspect that they're still camping his blue, but after taking that damage, everybody went back to base. They might have spent their gold, bought up, maybe got some extra health potions for the team to help him in the laning phase. But Mad Thunder is going to start out red, and he might do a little bit of that, the jungle path that Highwind likes, which is going red. When you're on blue side, go red, go blue, then come up top for the really quick level 3 double buff gank and wreak some havoc.
So, with that first blood, teams are going to go ahead and run the lane. Some of that bonus gold is going to be spent well. It looks like Mundo able to get boots, cloth armor, and an extra ward. So See, actually, everybody getting a free ward here. And, Jace also picking up a ward, and and Corky getting to start with 2 extra pots. So definitely great start here as they move into the laning phase.
Yeah, and this zoning for Mochi Balls in mid lane is actually working out pretty good. And Morgana, until she gets some levels in that Tormented Soil, can't really farm the lanes that well. So I actually really like this pick for Mochi Balls. He's playing his matchup really, really well. This is what Mochi Balls does. Gets in there and just harasses the crap out of you. And he has that range down on Circle very, 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 very well. Like, he's just on the edge of it, calling it down right in time. And oh my gosh, I've already missed a kill of bottom on Amplifier. Hold on a second. Thankfully, we have replay coming here. Let's back up a little bit more here. It looks like the stun just on Amplifier just wasn't expecting it, and they hit level 2 early, and they're able to pick up a really quick, nice kill there. Really crisp play by the red team, and great taking advantage of it. So that obviously playing those games together, getting that coordination down from Grifal and Ice Shock are paying off.
Yeah, as we jump to live here, not much was missed. We just see Mochi Balls getting in there and just start calling and spamming that Q.
Mash that Q.
I think that's the best way to play Soraka, in my own personal opinion. It's like, hey, you have this great ability. It's got this massive range. It reduces, the more times you press it, the more damage it does.
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of has auto lock on because it's got massive range. It's a great farming ability. It's like Mordekaiser, but better.
Plus, she's almost a lot like how Janna or any of those spoilers. Oh, here comes the gank that we were talking about earlier. Mad Thunder has his buffs up, dodge, great juke by Mochi Balls, and actually has some backup from Claymore coming down here. I like this play, and Mundo coming in. They're able to pick up a kill. They might get a double kill and get a double buff. Oh my, get out of here, Team Grifal. Get out of here. What is this? DG Ice, the systematic game 1? It's like Grifal just like stole their playbook in between round 1 and now and is absolutely doing work. This is some good play coming from Team Grifal.
I mean, it's almost the point where they expected that gank, right? They're like, we know it's going to be there. Jace was already coming down, like, we know Nautilus is going to be there. So, you know what? I think it might have just been the warding, that early warding. I want to go back. I almost want to analyze that just a little bit further. It was just such great coordination.
Yeah, and, I think one of the things that's really common, especially with AP mids and good jungler combos, and especially what Kuniv did there correctly probably, is that I'm sure that Mochi Balls told him, said, hey, I'm kind of low. I'm really pressing this lane. I think Nautilus is in the area. Be around just in case. And then since Jace had pushed up that top lane, probably was like, hey, you know what? I'll rotate down there too. But if that was a call, like they were really setting that up, like amazing call by Team Grifal.
Oh my God! So here's what happened. I went back and just to look at it real quickly. It was they had that early wards from the first blood, and so they placed it in the river bushes. And then so what they did with Mochi Balls is just shove his lane, wait for Nautilus to show up, because, I mean, why wouldn't you? You're Nautilus. And they were just like, bam, as soon as he was there, Jace came rolling in, and Mundo was nearby because he was going to go counter jungler the wolves. So baiting ganks, 101. This is how you do it, guys.
Wow.
Get first blood first.
And Mochi Balls, this Soraka is disgusting. I'm sorry. Like, GG Ice is like, okay, so I have Nautilus standing next to me, but you're still going to put me down to like 20% health. Thanks for that, buddy. And he is not liking this mid lane, but he'll be okay once he's getting those levels underneath his belt, so he'll be okay here in a little bit. But Mochi Ball's doing a great job of zoning out GG Ice and doing some great jukes, because really, if he would have been grabbed earlier, if that Nautilus dredge line would have grabbed, they probably would have killed Mochi Balls. Even though the follow up would have been good, but like that's still like every play right there was very, very solid.
Well, there was a lot of things we didn't talk about, like the Morgana Dark Binding that was a little preemptive and fired and hit absolutely nothing. The other thing we talked about was the Flash Dredge line that whiffed. I mean, there's a lot of things we didn't talk about because they're probably thinking, oh, it's Soraka who does it, let's kill her. And she got Ghost Heal?
Yeah, and I have to say against most, like the average player, maybe they're just used to that from solo queue that people are predictable, but Mochi Balls being anything but predictable was like, hey, I'm juking down, I'm getting out of this, I'm not going to be in trouble. Now they're actually pinging for Mad Thunder, so this is not how Mad Thunder rolled with game 1. Mad Thunder game 1 was like, I do as I please. Instead, Kuno was like, no, that's not how this works here. You're underneath my thumb, I'm going to level up, I got my double buff, I'm going to chase you around through your own jungle. And that's just the way it's going to be. And if they can keep on top of them, they can take out that threat that is Mad Thunder. And that late blue, kind of expecting there's going to be a blue buff there at 725, but you kind of blocked him out of it, so it's going to be a little bit later there, buddy, for Mad Thunder.
And looks like Mad Thunder is going to go back, so when that blue buff does spawn, if Mundo's got it timed correctly, he will be able to take away that for free. Instead, might just end up rolling around and go grabbing his red buff and then come back.
So, Claymore now, he has 2 assists, he has a kill, although his CS is falling a little bit far behind Vlad, so he definitely needs to keep tabs on X-Ray, because Vlad, at least as far as scaling into late game, his passive is like, he's so efficient. It's ridiculous. So you really don't want to actually let a Vlad free farm, get to that level 9 with his revolver, too safe, because that's what Vlad wants. He wants that freeway so he can get up to level 6 and just start to carry that top lane and use all his abilities, just become an absolute nuisance to the top lane. And he's kind of been able to be afforded that so far in this game.
So we have gone ahead and closed the Facebook poll. So we are just waiting here as the game goes on to see how well it goes. And as soon as Claymore got back in the lane, went real hard on X-Ray. I think that what they're going to want to do is try to bait that pool, and once they do, Mundo's going to come in, pop his ult, and just try to hit a cleaver. And you can say good night to Vladimir.
Yeah, I don't think X-Ray is going to fall for that, though. I mean, I have a feeling like typically he's only going to pop it defensively if he really needs to. Now here's the engagement. Yeah, and he's going to flash out of this pool. So they were able to get the flash out of him, which is pretty good. But pretty much, if a lot of good Vlad players, they're going to be pretty safe there. But without some kind of stun lockdown to start it off, you'd have to be pretty foolhardy to blow your pool early up there. And now here we have the collapse. They have the ward on it, and Mad Thunder's like, my spider sense is tingling. Morgana's coming over to try to get it. Mochi Balls is set up here. They have the ward. They're back up. They know. They're not even going to have any part of this. Like, congratulations. You took our blue. You are better than us. Mad Thunder backing off as possibly, dodges that range shot. But wow, this is some heavy engagement here. Graves has actually come over here, and the mid lane now trying to blow up Claymore. And Claymore eating a Howling Gale, trying to back off. Then Vlad is coming in the back, and now it's a 5v3. So the foolhardy Grifal play, the invade play, instead of taking what they were given, they've just had it thrown back in their face. So they give up 2 kills. And drew the rest of the team there, and Grifal and Ice Shaka have decided, all right, free farm the bottom lane. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to go ahead and take this turret. I mean, this is very rare they're going to take a bot lane turret so early, but I think what that will afford them is a chance to rotate up, get Dragon at some point, because Mundo is really good at taking Dragon, and then they might even
Graves
pressure that mid lane turret.
Quick draw. And no, Corky does not have a phage. Oh, Flash is in there, misses his big one. That would have landed, might have been in business a little bit there. But this is some heavy pressure. I like the ward up here already preemptively, so they can actually farm this pretty freely. And with such an early advantage, like you were talking about earlier, typically you wouldn't take down that tower. But with a lead, if they're able to snowball and open up other objectives on the map, and they feel like they have enough of a strength in this bottom lane, they can get away with this.
And here comes the Nautilus Assault.
Woo!
Nice flash by Ice
That was a
Shaka.
great flash, being able to get out of this. But Morgana coming down, Mundo coming down with an Oracle as well. Actually, that's going to save his teammate possibly. This is going to be actually really, really close. I think that saved his teammate. They actually pulled some attention there for a short while. If they really wanted to close in on that target, they would have had it. Looks like Jace has come down now as well. Everybody, this is not your typical game. We're not gonna laning phase this out, guys. This is gonna be fought in the jungle.
All right, guys. Laning phase over in 8
where
minutes.
real League of Legends players play.
Laning phase over in 8 minutes. Let's go. Screw laning phase.
Roaming meta. Let's do this. Oh wow, Applefire. Luckily, she missed that shot to the face. And Great Monsoon, really, really quick in there. Graves throwing in the smoke screen to help her escape. Nice little teamwork there. But now red team looking like they're going to close in here, take this dragon. Blue, they're not in position to contest this. So red going to pick up themselves up a dragon. They have all 5 members here. In the meantime, they're letting X-Ray though farm up top, start to build up that Vlad. And Claymore right now down about 30 CS, but he has those kills, has the assists and the dragon gold. So as we look at the total gold here, 3,000. To X-Ray's 3,400, so X-Ray about 400 gold ahead, which isn't a huge advantage, but you just don't want to have the free farming Vlad up here, because Vlad is just a ridiculous terror when you get later into the game.
Yeah, and I mean, what we're starting to see was it's kind of a war of attrition with all this roaming going on. One team gets up a turret, one team collapses, and then we get a double kill. One team, because they're out of position, we see a dragon. I mean, it's really a lot of Kansas City shuffle going on.
Yeah, it's exciting play. It's exciting play to watch and to have fun with. And X-Ray taking some damage here, fancies himself maybe a trade. Kunev trying to support this. And the Vlad ult possibly going off. Ignite going down. That will go while Pool is going down. Does he have enough? He is going to get it, but the turret is not going to land. Heals coming in, and now, great
nice
cleaver by Kunev. That's possibly going to save. Yes, it will save him. Dark Binding missing. Great job by Kunev supporting his teammate there. And really love to see him moving on here farther in the tournament, and he might get to move himself onto another round.
Yeah,
he keeps playing the stellar jungle play.
Yeah, he keeps playing the stellar jungle play. I'm going to find out who's ringing for Kunev.
I thought he only knew how to play Lee Sin. What is this?
Yeah, I was saying, this isn't AP Rengar. I'm so confused. I think this is more of a pointing at Joe or Highwind's face, going, "Hey Highwind, I heard you made fun of me at the draft, saying that I was kind of picking Kunev was kind of almost like picking Highwind, but in this case, he's just ready like, hey, you know what, Highwind, I'm playing in this tournament and I'm gonna win me some RP, and here's how it's gonna go.
I'm Highwind 2.0." So yeah, Kunev picking up red, has that early oracles. Like that play from him so far. Claymore, getting that kill in the top lane, kind of reestablishing some dominance up here. Going to reveal the items yet again. And now let's rotating down and get his red buff. So now blue team's kind of settled back in. They're kind of farming back up their lanes. It'll be interesting to see what red team decides to do now for objectives on the map. If they just go into this laning phase again, or if they keep trying to make plays, which seems like that's like their MO. They keep looking for plays to make, kills, ganks, objectives, something like that. They're not really satisfied just sitting in lane and farming it out with the enemy team.
And speaking of farm, I'm looking at here at Mochi Balls. Not only does he have the most CS, he's also got 3 GP 10 items.
Because that's how he rolls.
I'm going to check just to make sure he's not like running like support runes as well. Like
he might as well. He's at 5K right now. The closest person is the person on his own team at 4.6K, which is Corky Grifal in the bottom lane. But otherwise, everybody else that's on the enemy team, I think there's one person rounding up at 4K, which is X-Ray, who's been able to farm the top. Everybody else is like 3K.
Trouble in the bot lane, jungle.
Ooh, Nautilus ult coming in here. And Graves ult coming in here, landing as well. iShocker in a lot of trouble. Will it? Oh, he's going to survive that. That sneaky, cheeky little guy. Mochi Ball's coming in here for little extra supports as well. Mochi Ball's doing work with that Astral Blessing, keeping buddies alive, support buddies alive.
I want to know how many supports have been in that same situation where you've been focused and you just kind of given up on life. Yeah. I know I'm one of them. I've just been like, well, guys, I'm dead. Run. Like
not iShocker.
Yeah, no way. I mean, this is the second time that Nautilus has been there. Used that ult on Tarek, and Tarek's been able to get away with just a great timing of flash.
Yeah, and we're really starting to see Vlad come into his own. He's hit level 11. The cooldowns on all his spells are pretty low at this point, so he's able to stack up. And coming in from behind is Corky onto GGIce, and GGIce backs off out of it. But that's not something you want to see. You don't want to see the Red Baron coming up on your 6 in mid lane. That spells trouble.
Griffle with the little love tap, the big one rocket, just saying, hey guys, hey Griffle, how you doing? I'm here. By the way, we took that bot turret at 10 minutes. Yeah. So I'm gonna be here a little often. I'm gonna pitch a tent. I'm probably just gonna hang around here. You and I are gonna be buddies.
I'm gonna laugh at you, make some Whiskey Delta jokes. All that fun stuff. And putting a lot of pressure on this mid turret here. It's gonna be clear out, and Graves is actually come up here. Graves isn't just farming bottom lane, which is kind of what you want. They've actually red teams mounting up around this blue buff. Blue team's pretty split here. Red's pretty set up, but if they get a little bit too overzealous like they did last time, they could. There's a lot of great AoE team fight on the blue team, so they don't want to be caught in that stuff. Instead, they're just going to take mid turret. They're going to be like, all right, yeah, you can have your blue buff. We don't care anymore. We're just going to take your turret, take that team gold. That's better for us than picking up a blue buff. And I like that play from them. They've been able to pull everybody away from lanes. Graves didn't just sit bottom and farm the entire time,
right.
Which would have been really good for them. So good play by Team Grifal.
Normally you'll see teams trade in this situation where you're like on that second respawn of the blue buff, which is right around that 17-ish minute mark. It spawns at 12:15. So it'll spawn at 7:15, it'll respawn at 12:15. Sometime in this comment, of course, it was delayed because of that invade. Normally we'll see the red team being able to make a play for Dragon, especially if they invade that first blue buff, because it kind of sets a precedent. Red team's going to go in there. They're going to invade the first one. So then at 12 minutes, the blue team's going to be like, hey, they're invading this. Let's commit some resources. Let's protect our resource, and then we'll see the red team go ahead and take Dragon. We've seen that a lot of times at the higher play, and in this case, Dragon was down, bot lane turret was down, so they just kind of walked away with the mid lane turret since they were all there anyways.
Yeah, really overall a pretty exciting game because if we look at the kills, like there's been so much action. There's only been 7 kills really so far in this game, and it looks like Claymore's feeling it on the top lane again. Heal's coming in for X-Ray. He's going to try to trade here, gets his all off, ignite down on both members, going to cut into that heal just a little bit. Great range shot actually picking up on that top lane, and X-Ray's going to try to back off house, and he's just barely going to survive. So good trades there. Claymore actually out of mana in the top lane, so he's not able to fully pursue. But good little exchange there by both players, pushing the limits and surviving to the max.
Yeah, and Claymore knowing that he had that Hex Drinker to fall back on, and that's it's one of the things you have to build against, as a bruiser against a Vladimir. And we saw some nice flash jukes, flash from one bush to another to another.
Hex Drinker has to be, for top AP players, it's a really frustrating item because you're like, all right, especially if you don't account for it, if you're not paying attention, and that's another one of those cooldowns that you want to keep an eye out for, at least like you would summoner spells. You want to keep the Hex Drinker up because if you're going to trade, you want to make sure you're alive. And Mochi might be in a little bit of trouble, but he has a lot of heals underneath his belt. The question is, will he be able to escape out? He's eating every CC under the sun. He's going to be able to walk out of this. Kunev coming in here, Monsoon pushing him away, and Mochi Ball is just, is like, whatever, you don't do any damage, Mad Thunder. We nerfed you already. Grifal coming in from the side now, using that armor shred, and Graves coming in here, throwing in some damage, but Graves is out of position here, getting followed up. Stuns coming in, great black shield blocking that dazzle. That might save him, but it doesn't look like it will. Grifal all over that Graves, and blue team's very, very low here. I don't know if they'd be able to defend a push from this red team, but they might try. GG Ice is going to have to use that Tormented Soil to clear out these creeps. He's probably going to be able to do it. Howling Gale in there too, yeah. They're probably going to be safe to defend this. If they want to. I don't think any members of the red team are quite tanky enough. They really just want to full up tank a turret quite yet.
And that entire skirmish set up by Raid Boss Raka here, Mochi Balls, basically baiting it out, saying, hey, let's go. I got GP10s, I got Chalice, I got Infinite Mana, I got a little Sustain from the Revolver. I'm going to sit here until you guys commit more than you should.
Ooh, Corky getting ulted, but getting out there with that Valkyrie. Nice play by him. Almost a good counter engagement by red team. After blue tried to engage them underneath that turret, they're still able to pick off that turret. Kind of almost lulling them. Be like, oh, okay, our turret's good. Oh, wait, no, it's not. They're all over it. They're taking it down. And blue, being cautious, they didn't give up any kills there. They tried to defend as best they could, but just not quite able to pull it off in the end. And it looks like Kunev now coming back down. In here, he's pretty tanky up, but the fact that Soraka is able to do that much damage with 3 gold per 10 items, and like the really only AP that's backing her up is from Kage's lucky pick and a revolver.
Yeah. She's only got 85 AP. We're probably working. The next item I would see is he's either going to take that chalice and take it all the way to the upgraded version, the Athene's Holy Grail, or he might just start working towards a Rabadon's. At this point, his gold generation is just going through the roof.
Yeah, right now it's almost 8k gold, which is pretty ridiculous. Grifal, the only one on his heels at 7.1k. Everybody else on the blue team, 5k. So he basically has a 2k advantage on everybody on the blue team as far as item goes, which is always an advantage that you like to have. Now, a lot of that's wrapped up in gold per 10 items, and the gold is being gained from that. But still, once he starts converting them to real items, he's going to be a real terror. He's done his job. That early game that he's been able to disrupt. The baiting he's been able to do so far has been pretty stellar.
Here we have some hot double Oracle
Oh,
action.
they really want. They're like, we're tired of you living. We're tired of what the casters talking about you. Just get out of our game. Just get out of our game. Die finally, Mochi Balls. They're able to take him down, and now they're going to press this mid turret, which is a pretty good play because Kunev by himself is not really going to be able to defend this very well. But the rest of the red team collapsing in here. I like this play, backing it up, but mid turret is going to fall. Engagement 4v5 wouldn't necessarily be the best choice, even though they are ahead right now. They are up about 6k so far at this point in the game, so they built themselves a healthy lead over here in the post 20-minute mark. And it'd be interesting to see what the next play is for the red team, because they pretty much, they can dictate where they want to fight on the map right now, if they so choose. Probably clear out this top turret, I believe, would be the next best move for them. It's pretty much free. There's not going to be a lot of defense towards that area. And the other reason you want to take out that turret is it'll help you keep your lanes pushing, because when you have an advantage and you're trying to push on to enemy teams, you want to have all your lanes pushing. And if you have that top outer turret up, it prevents that. It makes your wave not push as far. And red might be sneaking a Baron. They have the oracles there. They know that blue has no vision of this, and blue they're caught sleeping.
Yeah, I think, and this is something I was beginning to expect. I thought they were actually going to make it the approach sooner, but between Jace and Kunev being able to rotate that damage and take it with that
this is not going to be. GGIS does not want to see this. It's like, on second thought, I will not base check this. Highland Gale come in nicely timed, protecting their retreat. They're going to actually lose blue buff as well, and they're going to lose this top turret. I'm sure Red's just going to run up there, kill it right away. They can tank it if they want to, especially with Baron buff. And really nice play from Team Grifal.
Yeah, I really love this level of coordination that we're seeing. This is not something we normally see in our Judgment, where teams are coordinated enough to take a 23-minute Baron.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like they had this major advantage.
All that good stuff.
It's not so much that they had like a major advantage, like they didn't kill 2 or 3 of the enemy team. As a matter of fact, it was the reverse. The blue team got a kill. They got the mid lane turret. And what happened was that those early oracles, converting that vision and knowing that we have a gold lead, we can take Baron, and it's just working out really well.
Yeah, and it's really been smart play throughout by Team Grifal. They've had a lot of great coordination, a lot of map awareness, and a lot of map control, and that's really what's paying off for them right now. That's it, and that's what allowed them to actually get that Baron. The fact that if they had map vision, blue team didn't. They caught him sleeping on the map and said, hey, you know what, we can take this. They pulled it off, and it paid off big for it. But blue, in the meantime, they just keep rotating and pushing turrets that they can, and they've pulled red back. So red was going to try to go for that top turret, but then they pulled back mid to try to defend the mid turret. Now blue's rotate down bottom. They're able to pick up that. They don't have to worry about going bottom anymore because Baron's down, so there's no objectives they have to worry about. So they're free to just basically roam around wherever they want to and kind of stall. And as long as they can keep red running around, they're actually wasting time on that Baron, and they're putting off the fact that they might actually have to fight and deal with the red team at this point. Red team should be able to pick off a free dragon off. This blue team doesn't really want to fight this at this point.
Yeah, and something that we talk about is once you're ahead, get more ahead, and we're definitely seeing that here right now. They've got the Baron buff. They're probably going to rotate and take that top tier turret, the outer tier turret in top lane, or they might just group up and push mid. Now that they have that dragon, Baron buff still going strong. The thing about having raid boss Raka, not only is she going to be hard to kill, but she's got massive amounts of sustain that she can bring. Here these guys are just going to kind of zone them off of the turret, poke them a little bit with the rockets, and then let Corki shoot this turret. It's already at half health.
Yeah, blue team not quite in position right away when that turret engagement did happen. Now they didn't lose their turret, but they lost about half health there. And it was a really smart, moment of opportunity for the red team. They seized it pretty well here. And it's going to be hard for them to push because there's some good clears on the blue team. But oh wow, they got baited by the mochi balls. All those heals coming in, protecting them so well right there. Some good damage coming in here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Parrot's still alive, able to pick off Jace in the meantime. Good kiting actually coming in from Parrot. I actually like this play from him. And they do have the Baron buff, but they are tanking some turrets. Ishaka tanking it for his team a little bit there. Flashes in, gets on the dazzle. There's the double kill. Now they're going to be able to turn around, take this turret easy. The minions have pushed in. They should be able to get this inhibitor. They got a couple members down for 15 minutes. They could maybe take a Nexus turret or 2.
Yeah, they might be able to pressure this Nexus turret because even with Graves down for 25 seconds and Vlad down for 25 seconds, there's going to be plenty of time and enough minions to get 1 or 2 Nexus turrets.
Yeah, the raids going down here, they actually might be able to just press this Nexus home by the time they get up because it's basically just Morgana, Nautilus, and Janna, and I don't know if they have quite what it takes to actually stop this pressure, especially with the Baron buffed up team. And
raid boss Mochi Balls.
Yeah,
good job,
Mochi
Balls.
Really, again, the Soraka pick, super solid, worked out for them. That last fight, really the key is that they engaged, they used way too many cooldowns on Mochi Balls, and Mochi Balls was like, oh, did I take damage? Heal, put on the troll face, and victory. There you go.